Hello world, Shelly here, and today I've got something a little bit different. I had asked you all over on Patreon if you wanted to see some videos of me making some of the skincare products that I make, so I thought I would film this process of trying out a brand new recipe that I've written a formulation for the very first time. Can you guys hear the thunderstorm that is happening right now? It just started pouring and all I hear are acorns and things landing on the roof above me. Yeah, hopefully you can't hear too much of that. So I decided that the next formulation I would like to work on is a toner for 7 skins, because you know that is one of the things that I absolutely have to do to keep my dehydrated and dry skin from being unbearable. With fall rolling into winter being the next, the season's nipping at our heels, I figured it's a good time to start working on this. And so the process starts out with me on a spreadsheet figuring out, the base formulation, what ingredients I want to use, what I want to do, all of that. Then I come up with a first round of numbers, and then I take it into the maker studio area where I formulate everything and whip up a small batch and I test it out. So let's talk through what I decided to pick for ingredients, and you can watch me whip up the very first batch. Welcome to my tiny little workspace here. I am working on getting some more ways to film additional camera angles, so hopefully that will make things easier to see in the future. But for now, we will start with this. I'm starting out by dissolving some DL-panthenol, also known as vitamin B5, in distilled water. And when I was putting together the ingredient deck for this 7 skins toner, I wanted basically all of the calming and hydrating and healing types of ingredients. So DL-panthenol is really good for anti-inflammatory properties. It's good for hydration and helping the skin barrier to retain moisture. It's great for irritated skin. So that was step number 1. I also want this to be very hydrating. So I had chosen 2 different humectant type products, glycerin and sodium lactate, which I will be adding in. The process I'm going to right now is switching to my smaller scale that can measure in 0.1 gram increments. So right now I am measuring out some allantoin. And this is a really interesting ingredient because it basically does all the things. It can act as a humectant and draw moisture and attract moisture to it. It can serve as antioxidant, so you're helping to fight free radicals and fight the environmental damage that you encounter on a daily basis. It also, some people will say it can exfoliate, but it's not exactly exfoliation the way we typically think of it as with like your alpha hydroxy acids, your beta hydroxy acids, your glycolic acid and things like those. It is more of, they need to do more studies on it because they don't know exactly how it does this, but it helps your skin cells, the dead cells at the surface of the skin, to break away and de-squam and kind of like exfoliation, but it's not an irritant, so I didn't want any irritating actives in this toner because we're going to be putting on lots and lots of layers of this toner. So allantoin is just one of those wonderful new ingredients. Well, it's not new, but it's new in getting coverage for its skincare properties. And I really enjoy it in formulas. So this was one of the first that I'm making that could potentially be something I make available to the public. You just saw me add some glycerin in there. Now I'm going to add the sodium lactate. Now after I tested this the first time last night and this morning, I feel like it was just a tiny bit too tacky on the skin. I actually didn't mind it, but I think there are scenarios where if you're not going to put a full skincare routine over your 7 skins, or moisturizer or anything on top of it, it might be a little too tacky, so I'm going to play around with either eliminating the sodium lactate and just using glycerin, or tweaking the percentages a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. Now I'm going to add in some of the extracts. So here's where I went whoopsie. This is my Centella Asiatica extract, and I accidentally grabbed the oil soluble one instead of the water soluble one. So this is just for my own testing, so it'll be fine, but it will be the water soluble one next time so that it mixes, because as you saw, oil and water do not mix. Well, they could mix if I put a solubilizer in there, but I did not want to put a solubilizer in there, so we will use the water soluble one next time. I also put in some snail secretion extract and some reishi mushroom extract, and what you just saw was the hydrolyzed hemp protein. So these are the main extracts and ingredients. The snail secretion extract is so good for healing and hydration, and we've also got some reishi mushroom and some hemp protein in there, and preservative, of course. And that is my take on 7 skins. Very first time putting this together, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to use up what I made. Like I said, I've got some tweaks I want to do, and from there we will see what this becomes. Ta-da! Here is the finished bottle. As always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over skincare with me this time and formulation. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.